Welcome, my chingus, to episode 44 of This Week in K-Pop. In this episode, we will talk about BESTie, Girls' Generation, Nell, and TVXQ. My name is Steven, and with me is my sleepy co-host, Josh.
I'm sleepy.
Now, normally we record pretty late at night, but right now it's 10:30 p.m. and he's already sleepy.
It's because I had a very exciting Saturday night.
Exciting is not the right word for that.
I think I slept at like 6 in the morning, and then I woke up around like 1 o'clock to video chat my parents.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I went to sleep at 3, and I slept until 3. So it was
That's
like good ass sleep.
Hold on. You had twice the amount of sleep I had.
Because I'm smart.
Is that right?
Because I'm smart.
No. Almost twice the amount of sleep. Almost.
Because I'm smart. And I wasn't drunk like some people.
I wasn't drunk.
That's a lie.
You don't know that. Anyways, what do we do here?
What do we do? Aside from talking about Josh likes to drink, This Week in K-Pop is a discussion podcast that covers the week's K-pop news and music video releases. And each week, Josh and I will alternate on deciding the best song of the week. And this week, Steven, have the pick.
Mm-hmm.
Now, for the last couple of weeks, it may not have been like high, like AAA release weeks, but there have been a lot of releases. I think we've been talking about 8 or 10 songs for a while now. This week is not that. If you listen,
very few releases.
If you listen to the intro, we're only going to talk about 4 songs this week.
Yeah.
So we're going to make it a little shorter of a week.
Yeah.
But let's go.
Yeah.
So, what song did I pick for the best song of the week?
I wonder. I knew what it was from the get-go. Once we listened to the song, I was like, you're going to pick this song. I know.
Of course. And now you might be thinking, it's a big-ass week. Why was it an empty week? In my head, it's because SNSD and 21 were supposed to release this week. And so everyone was like, bitch, get out the way.
Basically. Everyone was like, I ain't competing with them at the same time. That's crazy talk.
Yeah. So you'd be like, of course, Girls' Generation. If it was Josh's pick. Actually, I'm a little interested in whether or not you would have picked the Girls' Generation song, because I didn't. I picked as my favorite song of the week, BESTie, with their song, Thank You Very Much.
Now, this song is a very good song. I have to agree. It's a very, very good song. Good choice for pick of the week. BESTie had their last song, Love Options. Is that right?
It was kind of put them on the map.
And
Love Options.
You and I love that song. That was a good song. That was a great song. This song was produced by Double Sidekick. Is that right?
Yeah, not Brave Sound, which did Love Options, but Double Sidekick.
Well, we also like Double Sidekick. Double Sidekick, I think, does a lot of Sistar songs too.
He does.
And if you are a fan of our podcast, or you listen to us knuckleheads talk about K-pop every now and then, we love Sistar. So naturally, we love this song. But the main gripe I have about it is that it sounds like a Sistar song. It really, really sounds like a Sistar song. Don't get me wrong, it's not a bad song. It's a great song, actually. The music video is a little bit weird. It's a little bit weird. Just them messing around in an arcade and in a room and things like that. Looks like they have fun. I like music videos that look like the people in it are having fun. But otherwise, it's a kind of boring video. It has a lot of colors, though. So if you guys aren't colorblind, you might find some value from that. But the song itself really, really sounds like a Sistar song. The choreography really, really looks like choreography points I've seen before. Maybe in some Sistar songs, like, I don't know, Loving You, maybe. So that's for you to decide. What do you think about it, Steven?
You know what's weird? What's weird is that this is the second time it's my pick of the week, and you went first talking.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I think I'm a little mad about that. But I'm nice, and I'll let you finish.
Will you introduce it,
all right?
And then I'll talk about it first. You just mad because you agree with everything I said.
No, because that's not how it works. You always introduce the pick of the week song, and then you go first. That's how it works. That's how it works. I don't know if you know, but that's how it works.
You gotta learn to talk faster. I slip in there.
You just slip in there. You fucking squiggly. You put some fucking wet shit on. You squiggled in there.
I'm like the greased up deaf guy in Family Guy. You gotta be slick, man. You gotta be slick when I'm around.
All right, well.
You gotta clench your butt holes and don't close your eyelids when I'm around.
All right, next time I'll wet it up. I'll wet myself up and slip in there before you. But you know, most of everything you say, I definitely agree.
See, there you go.
You know, I really did like the song. I haven't been a fan of Double Sidekicks. I think he did some smaller groups that I didn't like.
Yeah,
like,
recently.
I can't remember whether it's like Dalshabet or whether it's Rainbow Blacks. I don't know, but there have been some songs recently by him that I just wasn't that interested in. So when I heard, he's going from Love Options, which put them on the map, Brave Sound, just like the Brave Sound songs put Sistar on the map too. And then Double Psychic kind of came in and was like, I got some hits too.
Yeah.
I got some hits.
Yeah.
I think this is kind of the same thing. Like, it's not as good as Love Options to me. Still a good song, but it does. Even Love Options sounded like a Sistar song, right? It makes sense. This song sounds a lot like Loving You, which I think Double Psychic did also write. Yeah. But that doesn't mean it's bad. I really did enjoy it. Especially their 4 members, and they were invoking a lot of Sistar imagery with their dance moves. But like you said, I did like the color. I did like that. I mean, they were wearing some sexy things, but not too sexy. Still cute. They were having a lot of fun. But overall, the music video it was kind of boring. I mean, it's just half of them are just close-ups on the face. But I don't know. This song, I mean, I'm definitely going to download this song instantly and listen to it again.
Yeah, and we'll probably keep an eye out for BESTie from now on, because these are 2 releases that we liked of theirs in a row, I think. So usually when that happens, we kind of keep an eye on them as a rising group, right?
And you know what? They had subtitles on their music video,
hey!
Which, once again, there's only one company that does this.
Lowen. Oh, I'm sorry, not Lowen anymore.
Not Lowen.
What's a stupid name now?
Stupid name is One the K.
One the K. What does that even mean?
What does Lowen mean? But still,
Lowen was better.
It was better. It was better.
It made no sense, but it was better.
But it won the Korea. We're all
Korea.
one. We're all one. But it don't matter what their name is. They really take their time and put fucking captions on music videos. Like, a lot of people are like, oh man, how come you didn't listen to the lyrics for this song? And I'm like, because fucking SM don't give a fuck. Like, even though they have millions and millions of international fans, they can't be bothered to put captions on their YouTube videos. YG don't do it.
And
JYP don't do it.
And YG is like really, really like ahead of the English speaking game. Like a lot of their artists are like pretty damn good English speakers too. Yeah. So it kind of
actually did Summies have? I think Summies actually had captions.
Sometimes JYP artists release through Lowen, because Lowen is like a distribution company. Yeah. But they also have their own.
One the K.
One the K is a distribution company, but they also have their artists like IU and Sunny Hill, right?
So didn't they get bought out by?
Oh, that's right.
They got bought out by Starship. Right? Or was it the other way around?
I don't remember. They had a strategic partnership. They held hands.
They changed their name. We're like, ew, I'm changing my name to One the K.
That's what they call it in Korean when you have like a
partnership.
A partnership, or like a collaboration. Yeah. They say that you hold hands.
Well, holding hands is big here. I mean, it's a thing. But all right, let's talk about the next song of the week.
So the next song of the week is TVXQ's Spellbound, Suri Suri.
Sorry. I mean, TVXQ just came out with their last single, which was called Something. Oddly, at the same time as Girls' Day's Something. But I can trying to think of how to say this. I'm going to start with the positive, which is
Are you talking first?
I am talking first.
Okay.
Because it's not Pick of the Week, and it makes sense when you introduce and not talk. Anyways. I really liked this music video in the grand scheme of things.
Yep.
It was a very like growl-ish video where it was dancing. The camera was going in and out, and it was a lot of like, look at the dancing, look at the choreography, look at their like charisma seeping out from their dancing. Now, I don't think they're dancing like they're good dancers, like in the K-pop sense, but I think we've mentioned before that they're not necessarily good dancer. They're not street dancers, I don't think they're like, they're not like ring-a-linga dancing.
They have a very second generation K-pop dancing, like the Super Juniors and the Girls' Generations and the Kara.
They're good choreography dancers, I guess.
Yeah. they're not like dancer like the newer groups of today where they're very very technical heavy. Like what do you have like GOT7s and things like that. Like back in the day when 2PM were doing their things, people were like, whoa, super super technical, right?
I did like 2PM.
Yeah, and TVXQ, they're great dancers. Don't get me wrong. Like when they do choreography, they have a lot of charisma when doing it.
Yeah.
But the moves aren't very difficult.
Sure.
And that's fine as long as it looks good, right?
And I think that's what this music video did really well, which was the camera really made the individual kind of choreography parts really unique, really interesting, really cool. Except for the parts where I think you mentioned it when we were watching it, which is when they come together during the chorus, and it's kind of like generic.
And it feels yeah. So this music video is essentially an SM box video.
Sure.
They're just dancing on a scene, in a set that they've already created, but when they're doing their individual choreographies with the backup dancers, like it looks great. And and for a second I forget that it's a box set. Yeah. But when they get together and do the dance for the chorus, it's like, oh yeah, this is a box set. I forgot where I was. Now I woke up and here I am in the SM box.
But what I like, I mean, it helps that there's only 2 members, but they didn't have to do the generic, like, shot of a face. I mean, they kind of can do that naturally with the fact there's only 2 members.
Yeah.
And they kind of zoom in on their faces while dancing. But that's such a better way than even BESTies, where it's just like, face, change face, change face, change face. Now they're acting cute, face, acting cute. Like, that is 80% of music videos. So it's really nice to see. And, you know, it's almost a one-shot video. Not quite, but, you know, that always resonates with me if you're listening to the podcast.
Because it's difficult technically to do a one-shot video.
Right. You know, especially compared to, for example, you know, Girl Generation's video. I mean, this really showcased what they needed to showcase, right? Dancing is what sets that group apart. Their faces, when they're dancing, set that group apart. The song, though, I don't like this. It's just not my... TVXQ songs are just not my thing. I just don't like it.
Well, Spellbound and Something, I feel like they've been a little bit weaker in terms of releases. I liked both the songs, but not to a degree where I was like, oh man, this song is fantastic. Like, I'll download both the songs and they'll be on my playlist for maybe like a week or so, and then I'll take them off. But
I like Some Things better. Than this.
Yeah.
It's way more catchy.
They're definitely like really digging into the bag with different styles. Something was a little bit more like big band kind of orchestra sound. Spellbound sounds a little bit more kind of like a well, how would you describe it?
I would call Spellbound just generic. Like, it didn't have a thing to it. It
has a kind of like a bassy feel. I hesitate to use the word jazzy, but it's like very bassy.
I will say when the song was starting up and it was this like badass poker thing and it's like dark, I was like, oh man, this song's gonna be, I think, kind of sexy, kind of suave, kind of rain, kind of 30 sexy. And then the song started and I was like, oh, it's different. Kpop, generic Kpop.
And that makes me a little bit sad because it seems like SM is just riding like TVXQ, Girls' Generation, like Super Junior, like these older groups that made SM what it is. They're just kind of riding like they're on their popularity. Like they know they can release like sub-mediocre or mediocre releases and people will eat it up because they have such large fan bases already. And they're focusing more of their efforts on younger groups like EXO, right? Sure. Like EXO, what can I say? They're killing it on the charts. Their fan groups are just blowing up, right? And honestly, if I was SM, why wouldn't you want to invest in the future, right?
Yeah. I mean, it makes perfect sense logistically to be like, I only have one hit song. Should I give it to SNSD where I can shit out a song and they'll still sell 1 million? Or should I give it to a brand new group?
Like let's say a debut group, right?
Yeah.
Who would you want to invest in the future? You can't really blame SM, but me and Steven we're the old K-pop loving group, you know? Sure. I'm a SNSD fan, you're a Wonder Girls fan, and we want to see like those groups get the knockout blockbusters.
Yeah.
But
I did appreciate that. I think they did take a risk with something.
Yeah.
That was very different sound. Really cool choreography with the mic and the strings and stuff. This one I think is a little safer, but they still danced their fucking choreography hearts out. I mean,
oh yeah,
it was really, I think it was a really entrancing video for the most part.
Yeah, the choreography is just fantastic. The way they interact with their backup dancers is just amazing.
Yeah.
But definitely a weaker release in my opinion when you compare it to something.
No. But for like so close to when something came out, like this is probably a B-side track, you would think, in theory. Like it's pretty good. I'm not that down on it. Other than honestly, they're just not my bag, you know. So, good luck, you know. It's better than like something like I remember seeing like the other TVXQ members. I think they've been only in Japan, or they're like contractually obligated to like not be in Korea for a while.
I don't know
something,
what's going on.
But they've been kind of all in Japan except for like random singles. But I like TVXQ I think more than what they've been doing. So because that one dude had like a song with like some black dude.
I don't know.
You don't know. All right, never mind.
I don't know.
Let's talk about third song this week, and that is by a group called Nell with their song 4 Times Around the Sun.
Now, Nell, if you don't know Nell, they are a little bit kind of an indie like rock group, Korean rock group. One of my favorite Korean indie rock groups, but Nell, they're pretty well known amongst like Korean music listeners. Yeah. So
like they play on the music shows that
yeah.
Girls' Generation will be on, you know.
Yeah.
Like
but they're like quote unquote indie. It's like saying like so totally different sound, but an example would be in the States, Death Cab for Cutie is huge. A lot of people know who Death Cab for Cutie is, like the band,
sure.
and Ben Gibbard, but they're considered like indie, you know?
Yeah, they're it's like the kings of the indie.
Yeah, they're
quote unquote
basically the kings of the indie kind of scene. And I'm not sure if it was their last release, but Ocean of Light. I think
that was awesome.
Yeah, we both loved that song, that single. I swear they had another release before this one and after Ocean of Light, but I'm not quite sure what it was. Might have slipped through my fingers at the time. But this song is pretty good. I like it, but the music video was a little bit too artsy for my liking.
Yeah, again, I mean, maybe, I know we get a lot of YouTube comments like, if you just listen to the lyrics, I'm like, I'm not going to go out of my way to listen to the lyrics. Like, if the lyrics are on the music video, which they weren't, or were they?
They weren't.
They weren't, right?
No.
They ain't won the K. Like, maybe I'll pay more attention to the lyrics, but I'm not going to go out of my way to, like, look up what each scene represents and blah, 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 blah. It definitely was really artsy. It was really cool. Like, I really think the director had this one shot in mind. They were like, I want this one shot of this dude's like heart bursting with gold glitter. Yeah. And they kind of made the whole thing around that shot, which is a cool shot. Really interesting concept, but overall it was a little just strange.
It was very, very like art-centered music videos. And sometimes I will appreciate that, but 9 times out of 10, I won't really enjoy it as much as I would like to admit.
Sure. Now for the song, like Ocean Light was really good. I still sometimes Ocean Light will come out and I'm like, yeah. I think this is a much tamer Ocean of Light.
Is Nell the same group that released the day after?
Maybe I only heard of Nell from Ocean of Light. I know they've been around for a while and they have other good songs.
Yeah, I think they released this song called The Day After. And the music video is just so freaking sad. It's if you haven't seen the video, it's about one friend leaving a video message, like a video suicide message for his other friend, and the way that it's directed, you don't know it until the end. And
well, thanks for ruining it.
Well,
thanks for ruining it.
I mean, on the first watch, you won't understand what's happening. I guarantee you.
I ruined it.
Go and watch it if you haven't seen The Day After. That is, I think, my favorite Nell song and music video. It's one of the music videos that when I watched it at first, I was like, what? And then I watched it the second time, like, oh. And I watched it the third time, I was like, no! So go watch that.
It's like that K-Will video for me.
Yeah. It's a really, really, really great video. And Nell, if you don't know who they are, go check them out. They're also really great.
Yeah. But I think we did spend most of the time talking about their other releases. This one was a little meh. It was a little meh. It wasn't bad. But like Ocean Light has just such good range with his voice and the piano parts in it. I really liked, and the music video was kind of interesting. I mean, but this one was like way too artsy, and I think the song was not meant to be the same type of song as Ocean Light. It's meant to be a more mellow song, but I just didn't enjoy it as much. I don't think I'll download this song. Probably
fine.
Just listen to Ocean Light again.
That's fine.
Or maybe check out this video that you just ruined for me.
No, watch it. Listen to that song. Watch it. I didn't ruin it for you. I promise. I promise. You would have to watch it a few times to understand what's going on.
Or you call me dumb?
It's just that kind of video, the way it's directed.
All right, because I'm pretty dumb. I might not get it.
Yeah, we dumb.
Yeah. Well, let's start with the last video.
So our last video
oh, damn it.
is Girls' Generation with their song Mr.Mr. And this song is the big release of the week, along with 21, but we'll hold off on 21 until their music video is released.
Hey!
But Mr.Mr., should I start? You should start. What do you feel?
I'll start. I'll start by saying that we recorded a special podcast.
That's right.
It's going to show up after this episode in the feed, but it's all about the Mr.Mr. album.
Yeah.
So if you want to hear our more in-depth thoughts about the whole entire album, go check that out. Yeah. But we'll kind of talk about more of the music video for this one.
Yeah.
Because we talked about just the song. Now the music video, I mean, yes, once again, they had problems. They lost footage, quote unquote. They had to reshoot things. I get it. But, I thought the music video was, aside from the fact that they're pretty, was bad. It was a bad music video. Okay. Like I don't know how else to say it without sounding too mean. Like, yeah, the girls are pretty, and a lot of the comments are like, "Oh, they're so pretty, they're so good." I'm like, of course they are. Of course,
that goes hand in hand. Girls' Generation, of course, they're attractive.
Yeah, they're amazing. But as a music video, like we were talking about how I Got a Boy has like showcased their dancing a lot, and this video was like, did they even dance? Were they even dancing in this video? I think it's like 10% dancing, maybe 20%.
We had barely any dancing at all.
Yeah. And the rest of it is like, they're all like just teaser pics. They're just long scenes of teaser pics of like a girl slowly holding a heart. They're slowly doing this, slowly doing this. It's kind of like, aside from that they're pretty, it was pretty lame for me.
Yeah. So for me, the music video itself, I'm not sure if, so we rag on SM box videos a lot. That just have like the choreography and it's like, oh, this is like a dance video mixed in with some face shots. Cool, SM video, right? I was glad at first not to have that, but I kind of missed that when I was watching this. The nurse concept is a great concept, and it really fits the song. Like the song is about this girl like kind of calling this guy out, like, hey, you need to be more bold, like if you like me, say you like me, kind of deal. And they're giving
nurses. Yes, that's what I think.
Like they're giving
nurses.
Like they're giving him a heart transplant because he's like a coward, basically. But that I can understand. But the other outfits and concepts, they don't mesh well together. You can't have nurses and then like mannish fedora out,
and then like penguin outfits,
and then like
dresses.
Yeah, and people are gonna say, and they have already said, oh, check out this analysis, blah 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 blah. I am so one. I've watched this music video like maybe 100 times already, 100 times, and I read that analysis. A lot of it is reaching. A lot of it is like kind of high school literary, like, oh, Oscar Wilde meant this when he said that. That's not true all the time. They might have put that in, but it's still really weak to say, oh, the mannish concept, it represents like how the man needs to man up, and that's why they're dressing like men. No. Don't get me wrong. Okay, you can believe that, but what I'm saying is nurses, mannish concept, they don't flow together. They're like oil and water. Like, it doesn't make sense. And the shots were really kind of, some scenes and some shots were really well done, really interesting. but majority of it was just like cut and paste, cut and paste, cut and paste. It really, really felt rushed. It really, really felt like they did lose like huge parts of the music video when they were editing it. I kind of hold this idea that the Manish concept wasn't supposed to be in there because I'm pretty sure when they're dancing in like the parking lot, I'm pretty sure the dance scene was supposed to be that scene, and they just lost a huge portion of it because I follow them on Instagram and all that stuff, and basically they kind of hinted at that was the scene that they were reshooting.
Well, what I don't understand is like, okay, you lost your footage, all right? But when you're making a music video, what? Okay, let's say you record it all in one day because they usually have one day to record all their stuff. And then what did they do? Just destroy everything? Were they like, all those dresses? Burn that shit. We ain't ever going to use that again. Like that set, I mean, yeah, you're going to take it down, but are they going like, oh, hey, just destroy it, whatever. It's like they couldn't get that back to reshoot it? I don't understand.
It's just like a parking lot or a car park. Like, honestly, it's not hard to find that set or to recreate it. And the outfits that they were wearing in the parking lot or the car park, they weren't like really, really, really like extravagant like outfits either.
Like to me, I think this video is the one they wanted to put out. Because logistically, the simplest solution was, I lost a lot of footage. Let's just do it again. I don't think they threw away. I don't think they were like, you know what, let's come up with a whole different outfit and go to like, I think that's way too much work for something they're already rushing to complete. So I think the simplest answer is this is the video that they wanted and it wasn't good. Yeah. I mean, you said there were some interesting shots and stuff, but I don't think so. There wasn't anything interesting other than that would make a good pinup poster. Like, there were no interesting camera work. There was no interesting dance moves. There was no interesting interactions between them. It was just standard old one at a time, do something sultry.
With like a prop.
With a prop. And yeah. And as far as the literary thing, it's like, there's a very specific big reason why I'm a math teacher and I ain't no English teacher, because I hated English when I was growing up, because it was all like, that red carpet means the blood of his father, and that means he hates his father so much that when he stepped on the red rug, that meant he was stepping on his father's heart. It's like, shut the fuck up. Like, maybe the author was like, I just like red, and that's a red carpet.
Yeah.
So when people are like, check out this Tumblr of this in-depth scene-by-scene analysis of the video, I'm like, if you need a Tumblr to figure out what that music video meant, then that music video did not do a good job. And that director did not do a good job, and that editor did not do a good job.
The editor definitely did not do a good job. It looks so haphazard, and a lot of the scenes and like just the close-up shots, I can understand they're kind of going for chic, but some of those shots, they just kind of look like, it was kind of like apathetic and like energyless. Sure. Like, there's a part in the end where Taeyeon kind of has like an ad-lib. She kind of has a riff of her own, and she's like barely opens her mouth. Her like facial expression doesn't change, and I was like, oh, she really looks like she's just lip syncing right now. Like, I'm sure you shot this portion like 10 times over, and you're gonna choose this one. Right. Like, don't get me wrong, like, the girls have nothing to do with this. Like, SNSD, like, they do what they're told to do, right? Sure. Like, oh yeah, we're gonna reshoot the scene, like, and they might have some input at the end, but let's be real, it's probably like the director, the editing, like SM, like what they say goes, right? And there's gotta be better like portions of what we've seen of this. Like, there's gotta be better like shots, there's better things. Like, granted, it is just a face shot. We don't see any choreography, and they sometimes just use like certain filters, like the blur filters, or like the, whatever.
Yeah, the only thing I just like find CCTV hilarious
filters, I'll say, but it's just bad choices on a lot of things.
Yeah, I find it hilarious that, I mean, Hyoyeon kind of gets the short end of the stick a lot of times.
Yeah.
But, like, she was kind of, like, I think I saw her more and more in this video. And, of course, there's always a dance break. And there's always a rap, some place to be like, it's your turn to shine, girl. And on this video, when it's her turn to shine, she's fucking, like, blacked out. And there's not a single close-up. And I just thought it was funny. Not that it was a big thing. But I don't know. This video really reeked, even though they had so long. I mean, yes, their schedules are fucking filled. I know that. They all do so many things. They work so hard. But it's a shame when you can't get them together and plan out a good video. Yeah. Like, it really seemed like we only have a day and like a week to come up with this video and get it ready. Let's just do what we can do. And that's sad.
I felt the rushedness of the editing, of the directing, of everything. And it's sad because, like, SNSD hasn't come back for a long time. Yeah. A lot of people were expecting something just, like, to blow their minds. Like, MV-wise, music-wise, everything-wise. And this music video, they were already disappointed with the music video loss, and it was pushed back. And all this, like, scandalous, like, what would have shut everything up was if it had, like, a great release. Music video, no one could say anything bad about it. But there's a lot of things to say bad about this music video.
And a lot of people won't say it because they are SNSD, which is sad. But
I am an SNSD fan through and through. Like, ridiculous. Like, you don't want to see my room. I have all their albums. I collect, like, things of theirs. Steven always, like, mocks me, like, for knowing their birthdays and, like, their pets' names. I follow on Instagram, things like that. Okay, so
he doesn't follow Instagram. He follows just SNSD. It's like
I only use Twitter to follow SNSD. Like, okay, I love SNSD,
sure.
And this music video does not do them justice. This music video is, like, really, really, what's the word? Just really, really, like, lazy. It's just kind of thrown together. What I feel like. Of course, they look gorgeous. Of course, their outfits look sexy, mature. Whatever, like, fantastic adjectives you want to use, but music video, lackluster.
Yeah, it's I think for me it's really like, what is that called when you're it's triage. They're like, SM is doing triage. They're like, we got this much effort. Sorry, SNSD, you're gonna sell gangbusters no matter what. Yeah. You get this.
This is enough. This is enough.
Which is just sad.
And that's not fair to SNSD. That's not fair to the fans, you know? Like, come on, SM. Like,
but that is how the world works. I mean, it's sad. And maybe we're feeling old because we're like, man, darn.
The fans deserve better. SNSD deserved better. But SM thought this was good enough. That's basically what it is.
Yeah. But again, if you want to hear our in-depth talk about the entire 6 songs on the album, check that out. It's coming out after this.
Yeah.
YouTube version will also be up right after this.
Yeah.
So now's the time when we break to thank people. Normally we'd have songs after this, but this week we don't because everyone got out the way. So first thing I want to thank is I want to thank you, Taylor H. Do you know why, Taylor H? You did something that I haven't really asked for, but I love it, and that is you gave us a review on iTunes.
You asked for it every podcast now.
Well, I there was like 20 episodes where I was like, I give up. Like, I give up. Ain't no one gonna do it. Yeah. And I think the last 2 I did. So I thank you so much, Taylor. You left us a great review. I mean, it was like, they update. 5 stars. I was like,
that's fine.
That's fine. Because truly, like, I was just telling Josh, when you search K-pop for podcasts, like, we're like 10th. And we're behind podcasts that haven't updated for 2 years.
Yeah.
One of them is a J-pop podcast that shows up before us. When you search K-pop, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
So we really thank you. It would really help us out if you guys would go to iTunes. Now, we only check the English American store. So if you maybe left a review on some of the other markets, I'm sorry, we can't check that.
Yeah, we can't really see them.
Yeah.
So
thank you if you did. Tell us. If you tell me, if you Twitter me or find me on Facebook,
I'll shout you
thank
out.
you. Yeah,
I'll probably shout you out.
What else do I want to thank? I want to thank all the people on YouTube. Mm-hmm. We took kind of a long break. I mean, there was just nothing coming out.
Yeah.
And you know, I rediscovered the joys of sitting at home in my underwear and watching TV and playing video games.
And I rediscovered the joy of drinking.
Yes. So we've been kind of separated for a while. But, you know, even though we still got, 47 more people who subscribe to us on YouTube. So thank you very much. I hope you guys try and check out this podcast if you do. And what else do we do? How about you talk next?
Okay, so every Wednesday we do this thing called Waeguk Wednesdays. And Waeguk Wednesdays is basically where we talk about our lives as English teachers in Korea. As you may or may not know, Steve and I are, surprise, surprise, English teachers in Korea. So we talk mainly about school life and about, just daily life. We released episode 10 last Wednesday about eating out in Korea, just going to restaurants, what you can expect. And we're about to record a new one that will come out next Wednesday. So that one will probably be about just working in Korean schools. Yeah. So keep an eye out for that.
Yes.
Fridays, what do we do Fridays?
Fridays is Fun Fridays. We have a brand new game we've been doing. It's called What Is That? It's a K-pop guessing game. We're going to release episode 4, the last episode in the first game. Where I am going to lose.
I'm fucking gangbusters right now.
All right. Now, we've gotten a lot of comments on kind of the structure and stuff.
Yeah.
I will tell you right now, my plan is, I don't even know if I've told Josh, but my plan is to take maybe a couple weeks break before the next game to kind of give us some thought on what we need to do.
Ammo.
Some like difficulty, some more MVs to come out.
Maybe to give it a bit more structure. We were kind of, experimenting around with the first game.
Yeah. This is just like a pilot game, and it seems that a lot of people really enjoyed it. So if you like to watch a lot of K-pop videos, come find that on YouTube. It's called What Is That?
Every Friday,
or at least for the last couple weeks.
Yeah, for the last couple weeks. We have 3 episodes up or 3 rounds up already. Yeah. This Friday is going to be our 4th round,
and the loser is going to get some type of punishment, which is going to be me.
It's
and also,
Steven.
The punishment wasn't even that big of a punishment for Josh. So
it's not.
It doesn't
I like
matter.
to dance. I like to sing.
Yeah.
So
we'll talk about whether I get punished next week, I guess.
Whoa, whether or not you get punished?
Okay,
no.
You never know.
You're gonna get punished.
You never know. I may bust out.
What you're gonna get punished with.
I may make the hardest thing possible and fuck with you.
All right.
But let's talk about the one sole news story.
Yeah.
It's not even a big news story, but we ain't got
really
much to talk about this week.
No.
And that is, Girls' Generation. They were all set to release their shit before 21.
Yeah.
They got delayed. But they still ended up releasing all their shit before 21.
Yeah.
Because 21's music video also got delayed.
Which is no surprise. YG does this all the time.
I didn't know they do. Do they do it all the time?
Yeah, they really, really delay their releases all the time.
Huh.
And it's just par for the course. Like, Blackjacks, I sympathize with you guys. You guys always have to wait. VIPs especially, you guys always have to wait all the time too. 21's music video is delayed until tomorrow. Tomorrow is Monday for us, Korean time. And
what day is that? What is March 3rd?
Is that March 2nd?
Today's the 2nd.
Today's the 2nd. How did that happen? But apparently they're delaying it because of computer graphics work. What?
Well, I mean,
what kind of legitimate excuse is that?
We know that Koreans in general, their culture is not one of schedules. They don't know how to. It's not like a bad thing. It's just not part of their culture to make schedules, to make plans. Mm-hmm. So like, I guess it makes sense that they don't release things on time because that's just not how their culture works. Yeah. It's just, they work really hard, but a lot of times it's like, it'll be done.
It'll be out when it's out. It'll be out when it's out. Yeah. Just like when Mr.Mr. was released, they said, we're releasing it at 10 Korean Standard Time. And it came out like 10:30, 10:45 almost.
And they only told you that like 12 hours before that. Like,
not even. Like 10 hours maybe.
Sure.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's going to come out. And it's like, what? This is like your moneymaker, $1 million moneymaker, and you guys can't even plan that shit.
Get your shit together, please.
But all right, that's it for episode 44. But again, as always, we like to close with something happy.
Always something happy, and usually we have this thing called MYBIAS, and MYBIAS, where whoever doesn't have the pick of the week for song of the week, that person will have MYBIAS. So Steven had the pick of the week, so
BESTie.
It is MYBIAS to talk about this week. And MYBIAS, I want to go way back into the annals of time.
Annals.
This is the first K-pop song I ever listened to in middle school. My brother had a Korean American friend. His name is Paul. Paul. He's a great family friend. I saw him. He came to visit me in Korea with my brother a while ago, and we were just reminiscing. And this reminds me of him. And this song is BoA with Number One. Now, BoA.
Blah, blah, blah.
Boa, as you know or may not know, is a very, very old K-pop soloist. She released a lot of music in Japan and Korea. Basically known for crossing the ocean, crossing the ocean and going to Japan. Like one of the first like kind of artists to do that. And she was just gangbusters in Japan, gangbusters in Korea as well. Number one was the very first song I heard, and I was like, who is this girl? I love her already. Like, I'm done. Oh, like first K-pop crush, first K-pop bias, first K-pop song, like sucked me in. I heard the Japanese version for the song and the Korean version. Couldn't tell them apart at the time. I was like 10 years old or something like that. So, I mean, Steven, you've probably heard of this song too, right?
Yeah, I think Kelvin may have picked a Boa song before when we talked about MYBIAS. But I'll tell my story again, which is I first heard Boa, maybe middle school, maybe high school. I can't really remember exactly. But I was like, what is this? Like, what? I'd rather listen to Limp Bizkit, rather listen to fucking like Rage Against the Machine. I'm like, what is this nonsense? Oh, and then they show me a picture. I'm like, she cute. She cute. But this ain't the type of music I listen to, you know?
Yeah.
So I have heard of Boa a lot. It wasn't until college where I was into J-pop and like I was really into Boa. Like, but even though I knew Boa was Korean, I primarily heard all her Japanese songs. So when I was slowly transitioning to K-pop, I was like, I'll download all her K-pop albums. And I'm like, this doesn't work. Like, even though it's the same song, it's like, you know, the song you naturally hear first is the most normal song.
That's true.
So,
whatever language it is, right?
Yeah. So I was really happy when Boa came back with like her first Korean album a long ass time. Yeah. And I think it was Girls on Top.
Something like that.
And like I was like, this is not the Boa I remember. This is like different Boa.
It's funny. It's funny that you say that. Like when you heard the song, you weren't into it. Like this song was a right-handed counterpunch for me because at the time when I heard the song, like I was listening to Tupac, like Biggie, all of them, like Rough Riders, I'm DMX. I was really into like American rap, and here comes a cute little like Korean girl. I'm like, oh, what is this? Like, hold on, Tupac. Like, hold on, Biggie. Like, I gotta go check out this cute Asian girl dancing. And
so you're saying you could have went to what was it? Something McGee's rap hand school of rap hands.
Rupert Rappington's rap hand school of rapping hands.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because like that's just whenever we see Asian guys going hard, like going hard apparently just means using your hands in like generic hand rap movements, which I can't do because I didn't go to that school.
Yeah, like a lot of like
he's much better at it than me.
A lot of like Korean hip hop artists will have a lot of hand gestures.
Yeah.
And be like a lot of hand gestures, and me and Steven always joke around like, oh, they must have gotten their degree at Rupert Rappington's rap hand school of rapping hands.
Yeah.
But
anyways, you know, Boa was one of the first K-pop. I mean, she was the queen. I mean, I probably back in the day I was like, who's the most popular K-pop artist? And it was Boa. And you know, it's a little sad to me that she hasn't really done much that I found interesting for a long time. But you know, I mean, she's the queen. I mean, she will forever be like my first crush for K-pop.
She is definitely my first crush for K-pop. She was my like gateway K-pop drug. Yeah.
But like she worked so hard, man. She released so many singles.
I think she debuted when she was like 13 too.
Yeah, and she was a really good dancer. I mean, for back in the day. I mean, she's still like is a better dancer than almost all the girl groups. I mean, a lot of the girl groups now can do some like sexy choreography, right? But they can't Boa dance. And like she had such a great voice back in the day, and just the fact that she was solo, it was like, I mean, that's pretty rare. I mean,
it's amazing if you think about it. Right?
Yeah, and she had a really long career, and I think she released more things in like 5 years than most groups like can ever dream of, because she had to do it. I mean, granted, a lot of groups nowadays do go to Japan and maybe Chinese. Yeah. But
she like released a Korean version and a Japanese version of like almost every song she had. Yeah.
And I think she has like 20 or 30 like Japanese singles. I think she still releases Japanese songs actually, now that I think about it.
But Boa is crazy. Yeah.
But thank you, Boa, for being our number one.
Yeah.
I really like. I
Still my
really
number
should.
one BoA.
It would be a really good like.
Actually, not
Oh
number
man, thinking about the old days if I bust out a BoA playlist.
Yeah.
Because I used to. I think I mentioned this before, but I used to download and store every music video and every live performance I could find. And this was before YouTube was an easy ass thing to use. So like I had, a whole BoA section of like 30 BoA music videos, Korean and Japanese, plus maybe 100 BoA performances. There was a lot. So I miss you, BoA.
Yeah.
I know groups are the thing now, but I really do miss solo artists.
I mean, groups were the same back then.
Groups were the thing back then.
Like
Sorry,
Finkel, SES. Yeah, I might do a MYBIAS about one of those songs. Just because it's an old school song, maybe you don't know about, but you should know about.
Yeah, I was not a Finkel SES. Kelvin was. I think he did one of those songs, but I miss solo artists. I do. So I hope there'll be another solo artist soon that I can get behind. Get behind. Preferably a girl. Not a rain or a...
You're not a cloud. Anyways. This is running long.
Yeah, this is... so that's episode 44 of This Week in K-Pop.
If you listen this long, thank you. It's still about 45 minutes. Thank you if you listen this long. I know a few of you do, and shout outs to you guys.
Yeah. And as you know, my mom always told me when I was growing up, chubby guys cuddle better.
That's not true, though.
It is 100% true. Have you ever tried to fucking bony ass motherfuckers to cuddle with?
Am I bony? I'm chubby. Am I chubby or am I bunny? I'm like normal.
I think you're normal.
Girls like hugging me.
That's not true. Your mom don't count.
Ask anybody. Ask anybody you know.
If I asked everybody I know, they would say, who hugs who first? That's this Chingu. You hug another girl. That's like saying you're a rapist and girls like sex. It's like, no, you're the one who rapes them first. That doesn't mean the sex.
You need to calm down.
I'm just saying. I know you're all confident with his new hair and shit.
All right, a rapist?
No, I called you like a rapist.
You just call me a rapist?
It's like ask all the girls. I like giving hugs, but hugs. All right.
I'm done. Bye.